Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what's going on here? As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title under the thumbnail. Yeah, man, this one today is still pertaining to what happened to Shanquella Robinson taking a vacay with 6 other friends. Now again, you guys see the thumbnail, y'all read the title. Right now at this point, investigators are looking for Winter Donovan and Dejanay Jackson behind Shanquella Robinson's setup, man. And again, everybody basically know the storyline pertaining to what happened with Shanquella Robinson taking a trip out to Mexico with 6 other friends, and how she was the only one who did not make it back home to her family. And along with that, right, on that same day, a lot of people don't know, it was 3 other black people who had got set up too. I'm gonna get to that story right after I speak on what happened with Miss Shanquella Robinson. What's crazy is, it seems like there's a second person behind setting up Shanquella, and her name is Winter Donovan. At first, everybody knew the story, what happened between Dejanay Jackson and Shanquella. Everybody know that Dejanay had it out for Miss Shanquella, so she put hands on her. And again, that's the video that's floating around of Dejanay Jackson putting hands on Shanquella Robinson while everybody just standing there watching. And again, I gave my opinion behind that. I'll let you guys know it was a bunch of weak men in the building to let that happen. Because again, if any real men were there, they would automatically grab Dejanay and tell her, kick rocks, go to your room, or go mind your own business. But they didn't. They sat there and watched. So that's the reason why right now, Shanquella's family, they want answers, man. They want to understand why Dejanay Jackson and Winter Donovan had so much of a discontent towards Shanquella that they would set her up. And again, while the people who came with them just stand there and watched. And not only just stood there and watched, they recorded the footage, man. So let's talk about how when the story first broke. Now, when the story first came out, pertaining to what happened with Shanquella taking the trip out to Mexico, a lot of people were saying that it was the boyfriend. It even went on national media headlines pretending to Shanquella's boyfriend was behind sending her up. And then we find out that's not true at all. He had nothing to do with it. Even though he was there as an onlooker, he still didn't put hands on her. Even though he could have prevented it, he still didn't put hands on her. And again, y'all know me. I'm going to keep on edging it back to the man that was in that building that could have prevented all this from happening. So I'm going to go back to what I stated before. Women, y'all have to be aware of the men y'all choosing to go on dates with, hang around, or be with. Because again, you might run into some goofies who will just stand by as an onlooker while other people put hands on you. And he just look, and he'll just sit there and look like he don't know you. But again, let's get back to the story. Before we get into it, as always, let's first pay our respects and say rest in peace to Shanquella Robinson. Condolences to her family, and much love to all my folks in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, let's fast forward to present time. Now, this is what we're dealing with. All the information is coming out pertaining to what actually happened to Shanquella Robinson taking a trip out to Mexico. Again, since at first they had blamed the boyfriend, but now they can't no more because we see video and footage pertaining to Dejanay putting hands on Shanquella. That's not even a kicker. The kicker is there was another person involved. Another woman involved, again, by the name of Winter Donovan. I know y'all see her picture floating around social media. Dejanay Jackson and Winter Donovan pictures is floating around social media because they had their hands tied up in setting Shanquella up. Now, a lot of people trying to understand, how did y'all have so much discontent towards Shanquella that y'all would do this? Is it because she was making more money? Now, we know that Shanquella, she owned her own business pertaining to braiding hair, and she owned her own women's clothing boutique. So right there, based on her revenue streams and resources, we don't know if people was jealous and envious of Shanquella for those reasons. But again, this is the reason why black people, we have to be aware of our own people. It's not outsiders. You understand? It's weird that we get around our own people, and this is when we have to be more on alert. Because the people that's around us, our own people, they already had their own agendas set in back of their mind of what they want to do. And you have no idea their thoughts. But again, this video is based on, now the real information is coming out pertaining to what happened with Shanquella. And Winter Donovan and Dejanay Jackson, the investigators need to speak with those two to really see what they got to say. Because we seeing right now, they done already deleted their social media. And that's Facebook, Twitter, IG, all that, man. So again, based on that, a lot of people want to know, hey, did y'all already have it out for her? Even though it's reported that they were her friends, these were not her friends. And that dude who stood there and watched, that was not her boyfriend, man. Again, these were just people who needed her money so they can fulfill taking a vacation, man. Because y'all got to understand, they could have been $600-700 short. So they invite another person who does have that money. And again, like I stated, Shanquella, she's known to take trips. So she wouldn't mind doing that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, her going on that trip, she don't know the agenda of these other two individuals. And again, what's even crazier is there was 3 other black people who did not make it back to their families as well, man. So at the same time, while everybody was talking about what happened with Shanquella and TakeOff during that whole October, during the whole end of October between the 29th and the 31st, there were 3 other people who also didn't make it home to their family the same day as Shanquella Robinson. And those 3 people are Cortez Hall, Candace Florence, and Jordan Edward Marshall. It was stated that Candace Florence had called her boyfriend to let him know she wasn't feeling too good. So he asked her, hey, what was it? Did you eat something, drink something? She said, I don't know. It must have been something I drank. So coming to find out, the other 2 people that came with her, Cortez Hall and Jordan Marshall, they were feeling the same way. So after Candace had let her boyfriend know how she was feeling, the phone abruptly hung up. He tried to call the room back, but it was disconnected. So he called the front desk. He asked the front desk, could they do a room check? After 2 hours later, they do a room check and they found Cortez Hall, Candace Florence, and Jordan Marshall all just laying there, man, not moving. And they saying that these 3 people were poisoned from carbon monoxide. And that's messed up, man. The reason why I'm bringing that up is Halloween, man. Something very strange was going on around that time of Halloween. And again, I'm talking about between the 29th and the 31st, because that's already 5 young people. And again, these people are not older than 30 years old. Matter of fact, I believe the oldest out of all these people was 32. And I'm talking about between what happened with TakeOff, Shanquella Robinson, Cortez Hall, Candace Florence, and Jordan Marshall, all taking trips out to Mexico and not making it back home to their family. The only one that didn't, we all know, was TakeOff. He took a trip out to H-Town. But what I'm saying is, Halloween, man, there's something serious going on, man. And again, black people, we have to get back spiritually connected to our roots. Because if not, we're going to continue to be lost people, because this is what we're seeing right now. And again, I stated before, I'm like, man, it's something weird going on when it's black people between the ages of 25 and 32 is being set up. And like I stated before, man, what's even crazy is that they tried to place all this on Shanquella's boyfriend, knowing that it was Winter Donovan and Dejanay Jackson who actually had their hands tied up in all this. So again, that's the reason why the investigators and the family of Shanquella Robinson, they want answers from these 2 people. Matter of fact, they want answers from everybody that was present, even the people who stood there recording it. So yeah, man, I want to show all my love and support to the families of those that's missing, that didn't make it back home to their families. You understand? Right now in this time, we need to get back on some family unity type of business. What I mean by that is, we need to start moving as a whole again. Because we seeing it's a lot of individuals that's being picked off. And we all know it's hard to pick you off when you predominantly surrounded by family. I know a lot of people want to move out and do their own thing. That's all cool. But what I'm stating is, you have to create a united front. You know what I'm saying? Because again, everybody is not your friend. Even the people that call you to say, hey, let's link up and do this and do that. Most of those people are just associates. Some of those people are just around you because of the resources that you bring. So again, man, I just want my people to be aware of the folks they hang around. Because again, everybody's not your friend. Everybody don't take their life serious the way you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just messed up what's happening to these young people. But at the same time, we got more in store. But as always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.